All right, Jason Rona back here in the JConcepts garage. We're here with Fred Reap and another vlog episode here. And Fred, we like to do these vlog episodes, kind of catch everybody up on sometimes the touring that we're doing that's usually sort of off center of our normal off-road racing. And we did a big trip. We went up first to the Monster Truck Hall of Fame, the grand opening of the new building in Butler. And I was able to fly up. And we kind of met up there at the Hall of Fame. And tell us about kind of the idea of making the trip up and being there at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's been a while since we did one of these, and just the Hall of Fame had the grand opening of their brand new building. What can I say? It's a spectacular place to actually see these monster trucks now. They have their own dedicated home. There's a 16+ hour drive up there. Obviously, you flew in, and then we set up a little display in the parking lot there, and amongst all the activities, they had thousands of people touring that place and that brand new facility. The cutting of the ribbon of the mayor in the town of Butler, and some monster truck racing action.
Yeah, I mean, it was really, I always tell people it's better than I expected, I guess you could say. And I don't know what to expect, but when something kind of exceeds your expectations, I guess is always good. And for me, you could see they put a lot of work in between Jeff Cook and his build crew there, which was with Scott Hess and those guys. And I know a lot of people were involved. They brought in Chris Allen. He's gonna give people the tours, be the curator, right?
Yeah, be the curator. Was actually the test guy for one of his speeches for entering the building, and then he had to get quickly back to work, but a lot going on. But yeah, he did a great job, and you'll be seeing him if you go take a tour.
So that was a good thing, and they didn't let anybody in until they cut the tape, as you said there. And we got inside, checked everything out, and it was a nice setup and nice gift shop inside there. And
I had to hit up the gift shop myself.
Yeah, that's any tour in one of these places, they like to kind of let you finish up in the gift shop, right? And you pick up a few things. I got a few things. We have some things there on display, and it was just a really busy entrance, and they had it packed.
Yeah, you actually have a little dedicated display case in there of some of your memorabilia from now and the past, so it's pretty cool. Dan Wyatt helped me set it up, and it was a few last-minute displays that needed some help, and we went around. Mike Nickel needed a little help too. I kind of helped him out and just threw it all together, and I think it all worked out perfectly for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of real monster trucks there in the parking lot, and they kind of put on sort of a show that showed you from the beginning of where things started with car crushing to stage 2, doing a little bit more, and then getting into the stage 3 trucks. And they had a lot of performance trucks. I mean, I don't know what, maybe 12 trucks out there running.
Yeah, multi-generational too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and everything always sort of works a little differently than you think it does. You have a lot of trucks that come out there and you think it's really going to be they're going to have a run that they're really going to go for it, and they take it a little easier. Some guys go out and get a little more wild, a little crazier. But what did you think of sort of some of the performances out there? And obviously you got a lot of buddies and friends jumping out there, checking things out, and you're also in the booth, so you're going back and forth. But
back and forth, checking it out when I can.
What you were able to see, well, what did anything kind of stand out to you?
No, it was awesome track. They set up a lot of nice obstacles. They were fighting the weather, as far as it was great weather for the event, but it was really dry, so they were trying to keep a lot of moisture in that track, but it kind of ends up blowing out by the end of the day. But it worked really good. When the track gets really loose like that, the monster trucks have a little bit harder trouble getting the traction to do off particular stunts, but Bigfoot had their Firestones on there, and Darren Stell really wheeled it around.
He did. We talked about it on another video, but he hit a nice little PT Cruiser, got a little crossed up. It was kind of a nice thing. Great photos of that out there with Moss Media and stuff. Some great shots of Darren running around out there. But so it looked like they did really well in the gift shop. Of course, there was food available there. There was some. Of course, you could get any kind of T-shirt or anything you wanted, and then a lot of definite good people from the monster truck business and industry out there. Obviously, Jim Kramer, and just he spent a lot of time with us there in the JConcepts pits, and and doing some photos, and also showing us around Bigfoot 1 a little bit, right?
Yeah. Yeah, lots of stories going around, and Jim's always good for a good Bigfoot story.
So from there, the idea was we were going to pack it up. You got the van packed up, got the tents out, and we headed over to Waterloo, where they were going to do the Trigger King RC event over there. And tell us about making about a 6-hour drive, right?
Yeah, that was at the end of the day. So, getting to the event, then setting everything up, breaking it down, then immediately driving 7 hours down to Missouri, which we went to Waterloo and Illinois the next morning, which where the event was. But a lot of driving around.
So we had out there at the, I think they called Field of Dreams Raceway or something at the JB Scale Graphics location out there. And they got a nice dirt lot, got it manicured, had some nice dirt mounds, jumps there in the center, and then they go ahead and set up multiple tracks. We had the smaller retro track, which was really tight. I was really a little bit worried, how we were going to be able to do that. But then getting over on the sport mod and the pro mod side, and then at the end they tear it all down and go freestyling. But we had some friends, of course, came out for the event. You met some new people too out there traveling in. I mean, they had guys coming from Colorado out there. Of course, we were from Florida. So talk to us about the just Trigger King bringing a lot of people in from different areas and just wanting to race.
Yeah, it's really cool. I call it a club race, but it's kind of their series event with the Trigger Kings. But it's pretty impressive that you can draw that kind of crowd in, from out of town just to put on an event like that. The Childers brothers, they're on a rigorous schedule with their Mustangs, but they even took the time out to come play. Yeah,
they drove in. They had their trailer. It was nice. They had their trucks kind of ready to go, and they got out there, did a bunch of racing. We did a bunch of racing over. We started with the retros. Chris Parrish designed this track, and of course, as anybody that builds a track or designs a track, the first thing everybody does is go right up to you. Okay, so how does this work?
Right.
Where do we go and what do we go here? And because everyone wants to kind of map it out, right, in their mind. And this was probably the tightest track we've been on. I said earlier we're a little bit concerned, just running front steer on our regulator truck, but it seemed to still get the job done.
Yeah, got it done, did it well. Just it was really smart of them to have 2 tracks running. Kind of makes the flow of the program go throughout the day. But it was a really tight retro course, and the regulators, they did a great job.
Yeah, I was able to win the first bracket of the day with the Bigfoot 4, and then Josh Rhodes came back, and we had a little race off in the end that he ended up winning to win the overall of the day. So he won the overall with his regulator, and I ended up getting second. I won a bracket, and he won one of the brackets. So it was some good racing and really good racing for the regulator.
Yeah, definitely. Just Josh Rhodes, what can you say? I mean, that man's on a mission every time he puts down an RC vehicle, but he does a great job.
Yeah, and he runs the Racer Stripe Bigfoot 4. We got the all blue Louisville version, but there were some good runs, and just the really tight 180 degree corners. The jumps were very steep, nice wood ramps they had in front of the cars, and like I said, it's always, you don't really get any practice, you don't get to try it, and you just got to go for it. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And we had some really good runs. Our USA 1 was my other truck. We turned it over quite a few times, but we kind of got to keep up the image a little bit and turn that thing over under competition, right?
Yeah, push it hard, turn it over.
You got to push.
In a while, right?
You got to push it hard. You got to turn it over. It's either going to be a hero run or you're going to end up on the lid. But we were trying to be realistic.
Right. Talking about on the lid, we kind of made an unveiling. You want to talk about that, but it ended up on the lid.
Yeah. So I mean, you can talk to us a little bit about it.
Yeah, the debut of the new Ford Raptor, right? The Bigfoot 19 with the racer stripes, exciting body. A lot of people excited to see this, the new racer version. And it looked awesome. Looked
awesome. What we did is, we had, between running retro, sport mod, and pro mod, we had they said we reset up the track, we ran freestyle, and at first I was like, I'm thinking about running the other truck. Fred's like, I don't know, maybe we'll have the 7th one to clean.
Right.
But at the end we're just like, you know what, we're gonna get some footage of this thing running. I tried to do jumps parallel with where you were filming. get some nice shots of the truck. We did some stuff when it was clean.
Get some airtime.
We did some stuff when it was clean, in the dirt and the grass, and probably should have called it there, but, sometimes you get into it and you're like, let's do some more sky shots here and do some nice runs. But guys go out there and really put on a nice show in the freestyle.
Yeah, and Darren Schnell, he sent me a text. He's like, "Where's his?"
Yeah, I was asking. I told him, I said at the Bigfoot Open House, we're gonna have to bring his out there,
right, and
really show him, what the RC version can do. Get him to try it a little bit on the track and see if he's got the touch.
Yeah, it's great. Seeing the 1-1 guys take interest in it. It's many guys I've met over the years. The Andersons, they're full bore into this stuff too. So it's really neat.
So jumping into the sport mod class, we ran those trucks, which is the 17-turn motors.
Right.
And, it seems like every time we go up there, we have the wrong motor in the truck and we have to borrow one from Cheech. This time we had the right motors in the trucks from the get-go.
Yeah, we had our ducks in a row this time.
We had our ducks in a row. Not quite as successful. Went to the finals one time, but Bob C. Chandler ended up winning the overall there with his truck and doing a good job. Had a great both rounds. I think he might have won both brackets with his sport mod, but overall, he got the win. And it's really a fun class running the 17-turn motors. It's really inexpensive speed control, inexpensive motor.
Right.
We're really kind of using the axial trucks as the base vehicle in that class, and everyone likes to run more of a 90s version body. But talk to us a little bit about kind of getting those trucks ready and throwing them out there. I mean, they're not as fast as the pro mods, but they still work really well.
Yeah, it kind of levels the playing field as far as power, and maybe the power actually fits the vehicle a little better. Some of these pro mods, they're so grossly overpowered they can get kind of out of control. But the sport mod's a great class. Real competitive. I mean, once you level the playing field of the power to speed and the handling, it comes down to handling and driver skill. So real exciting class.
Typically what we do out there is on the dirt, they water a little in between brackets. It usually gets a little dusty as you're racing, a little drier, but we ended up running the blue compound Renegades out there, and it looked like still the tire to beat out there.
It's still
and
a great tire.
Yeah, just all the way around. Still seems like a great tire. I was bites, I was digs, and has that right feel for the dirt.
Yeah, just the blue compound, nice and soft, gets the grip and lets it rip.
So, like we talked about earlier with the sport mod classes, it's a track change. So they
right.
moved from the retro track that was kind of tight to a little bigger, a little more open, bigger jumps, and we moved that into sport mod. Then we go pro mod and jump into the trucks with more power again.
Right.
Usually same tire combo.
Same track setup.
And but this time, I had the Lucas Oil truck out there and worked really well. Was really happy with that one. Then the 50th anniversary truck that I run quite a bit, and kind of was able to work through the brackets. And I didn't win either finals, but I got second, and I won the overall.
Yeah.
So I was able to take the overall with the Lucas Oil truck. So got some wins on the day, and the trucks were working really well. Of course, all the competition that's out there, like usual. Making you earn any pass that you get. I notice everybody's improving out there as a club. They're doing really well. And, that consistent schedule running, whether it's going to be, during the summers or outside, then sometimes they can switch. They run inside. But everybody as a group's really, really coming on and getting their trucks working really well.
Yeah, everybody's really into it. So that's what keeps it going. It makes for real exciting races. It's just everybody's game is getting better and better every time they're out there, and dirt's always fun. It's a great equalizer as far as racing is concerned.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to slide the trucks, kind of set up a turn, brake and set up a turn. You're not as concerned so much about traction rolling on the drier dirt when it's wet, or maybe if it's carpet or something like that, you're a little more concerned about traction rolling. But on the dry dirt, you feel more comfortable sliding the trucks, and I was comfortable doing that. The trucks worked really well, and but the day wasn't over. As we said, they went to the freestyle, and we had many good runs out there. Isaac had a great run. Josh Rhodes had a good run, and then we ran the Bigfoot 19 a little bit. Crashed her up.
Yeah, crashed it up, and somewhere around here, but yeah, we'll put a freshie together again.
So that wasn't it for you. I was able to get out on Monday morning and come back to Florida, come back to JConcepts, and you were in Missouri there for a few days. Got the opportunity to do a few things, hung out with our guy again, Jim Kramer, and were you able to make any progress on the Bigfoot 4 project, or maybe collect a few more parts? And
yeah, we stopped down at the Bigfoot shop, Jim and I, and chatting with Dan Runney and the guys, getting number 8 together. 8's all done now, so that's really super exciting for the Bigfoot team. It's a highly anticipated refresh on that truck, and Star Creations, of course, creating the body. Bigfoot's painter did an exemplary job of getting that thing painted and really looking legit. I'm just really proud and excited, for those guys. It really looks good. But I picked up some parts. We have some parts now for the engine. It's in the engine shop right now. We're just thrashing to maybe get that engine done and get it back into the truck again. But they've got the body all mounted on it. So it's looking fresh. A lot of work. So people aren't taking the time out of their normal everyday program of their jobs. So this is kind of a weekend warriors project to get 4 done. So a lot of work for the guys.
And then somehow or another in between, I don't know if it broke in or what happened, but there was another clip mounted on this truck. There was a little bit of snake bite activity with a different clip on this truck. Is there anything going on with that? Or
I don't know about that. You'd have to ask Colt Cobra.
So
I know he's restoring snake bite at the same time.
Hey everybody, I'm tired of hearing about Bigfoot bringing number 8 up from the ashes with this so-called retro Ford body style. I'm the one that contacted Star Creations to build the body, not Bigfoot. I'm telling you what, Bigfoot, I'm coming back for you. It's 30 years for snakebite, and we're out for blood. You bring down the thunder, I'm about ready to bring the lightning. Snakebite rules!
But I know there's a little competition there.
Okay.
He's a little mad because he says he's the one that contacted Star Creations about recreating that body, but we'll see. But yeah, I don't know anything about that. I know there's a Ford body on ours right now.
I know the photos that I've seen. It looks good with the snake bite clip too. Mm-hmm. So hopefully that competition kind of comes together here and comes to fruition, and we can see both of these things at some point.
Yeah, I know the fans would be really excited to see 4, and then of course Colt Cobra come back out with his snake bite.
Coming around, you spend a little more time with Jim Kramer, and then you're able to head. The whole idea was to head out to Tulsa,
right,
Oklahoma for the Super Chip drag race, and just in a parking lot and tons of racers, right?
Yeah, tons of racers. I was blown away at the amount of people showing up for this thing. We had an unveiling of our new Firebird body, and it was highly anticipated that we were going to have a bunch there. And as soon as I pulled up with the van, it was like, there's the JConcepts van.
Yeah.
So it was like the ice cream man pulling up to a bunch of little kids. But
you were a marked man.
I was marked man, so
that was the whole idea. We wanted to get that body over there. We wanted to have our our pro mod body out there at an event like this, and they ran into the wee hours of the night there because there were so many entries.
Yeah, so many entries. They opened up early on Friday, I guess it was, and we did a night of practice, and then got back for the morning, set up their whole display of cars. It was unbelievable the amount of cars that came up for this thing, but 25,000+ in a purse to win, and broken down into like the final 3, so it's pretty impressive. And it's even the pro guys now are taking notice of this, the pro RC racer guys, and no more just the parking lot dudes.
Yep.
So it's up to a whole nother level now.
Yeah, it's getting extremely competitive. You can see it in the cars, you can see it in the drivers. Obviously all the parts that are associated with the cars itself are taking another notch up in performance. Yeah. But the whole idea was to go out there, support those guys, make sure they if they wanted the Firebird body, they could try to get a hold of one,
Right.
And use that in competition or take it home. I've seen a lot of guys just happy that they're taking it home and they're already getting it into paint.
Yeah, John Schultz, a new member of the team, he was out there. He made the trek all the way out there, and some Florida guys made it out there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. You're gonna see a lot more of these Firebirds hitting the track. I know that for sure.
Yeah, as far as I saw, in the results, and our drivers like AJ, like you said, Russ Bryant, Brad Shear, I think was out there, and you mentioned John Schultz and many other drivers of ours that were just in and out, and they're giving this drag racing thing a try. But something that I like to say is we've been doing this now about 4.5 years, something like that. I believe it was the summer, several years ago when you met up with JD and you did the event down in Texas.
The RCDRL, Texas, Fort Worth. That was a good event.
Yeah, so we've already been down this road for many years already, but it's nice to see this thing it's starting to peak out a little bit in terms of just the general activity and sort of the excitement around it.
Yeah, RCDRL now expanding down here to Florida. They're hooked up with Don Garlitz, the Museum of Drag Racing over there. Oh, great venue to go visit as far as the museum's concerned. Big Daddy will make his way out to the track every once in a while and say hello to the people, and they put on an awesome event.
From there, kind of simultaneously is an event that you normally can hit, but we got Rich and Dustin Spallone. We sent them over to the Diggers Dungeon, the event there, the No Limits event that they're putting on, and you're always going to have some weather here and there. They had a little weather again this year, but they got the event done. They got it in. But I don't know if you bumped into any of the photos online. I know you've been there a ton with the Andersons, been there with Rich and everybody else. But talk to us about the difficulty of setting up, running that event in particular with the dirt, the weather.
Yeah, the dirt and the weather, that's the main thing that goes on with the dungeon. You just never know, the time of year, spring's coming, unpredictable. But again, you have a lot of entries to get through, and it makes it a large task for, the Gargaros to try and get that thing done. They have a good team and crew helping them out, trying to knock that thing out, but it's pretty tough.
Yeah, it was nice to see that they were able to run. We got some videos up of, Dustin running his axial truck out there and getting that opportunity to race on this level, get that experience. Of course, you have Matt Stoltz out there, and we had Jaden Doyle, who ended up winning 2 of the classes. He won retro, and he won the 2.2, and then Sonny Santucci, who seems to win a lot of these events. He's 3 in a row now, I believe, here at the dungeon. This is his 3rd in a row that he won pro mod. So you could see he was really happy. We had Rich had some great video of that of him, crossing the line and getting that 3rd win in a row.
Yeah, it's nice to see Jaden and Sonny. These guys growing up. It's neat watching them grow up and doing this thing. They're really exceeding in this type of racing. And you can see it. Jaden, I think, was doing some battling with you up in New York at the RCMTC event, and real good competitors. And it's, they're for the future of this stuff, sport.
Yeah, absolutely. So the other thing that's kind of going on up there, they're kind of preparing. We got Dennis Anderson's monster truck ride-along experience.
Yeah, this Extreme King Sling.
Yep, and we got the long King Sling, and this thing looks great.
Yeah, it's bad to the bone, definitely.
He's got to be excited about this new ride, but we got some guys like Matt Stoltz, guys on the team that now have experienced this ride. He got it videoed, and he said it was fantastic.
Yeah, he bought his ticket to ride, and he wasn't being denied. So, Dennis puts on a heck of a ride, and nice and safe manner. Taking always a risk in driving a monster truck around. Dennis has been doing it so long, he knows how to wheel it around there safely. So, kudos to those guys for doing this.
Yeah, you can see they have a nice, which to me looks almost like a stadium floor layout.
Yeah.
Like they could kind of do what they want to do out there. There's a bus in the center or a big van or something they can go over. So you're getting a good. I don't know if it's a 10 in terms of how all out they're going, but they're probably a good 6.5, 7 of pushing the truck and giving you kind of what you bought out there.
Yeah, if you haven't done it before or have no clue, it's different sitting in the seat than watching it in the stand, definitely.
Yeah, judging by what I've seen online, watching the run Matt was on, They even went so far as to they broke an input shaft while he was running, fixed it right there, and they fired him back up and sent him right back out to run again. Yeah. So they weren't letting him down at all. They kept him on the track, and you can't really expect nothing else from the Andersons, right?
Yeah, the Andersons and crew just shows you what type of top-notch people they are. They went out there, they're given a good ride, truck broke, they fix the truck, everybody's still in it, and they continue on and finish out the ride. Give them their money's worth.
Yeah, that's just an absolute real treat to be able to have something like that out there, and definitely made me want to do it or participate. I'm sure a lot of other people would like to do it as well, but it's just been a great opportunity, nice run of events we were on, able to do so many different things, so many different types of RC stuff.
Yeah.
And Fred, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about maybe what we have coming up in the future here. I know we got the Solid Showdown's going to be in August.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big event that they kind of had to rebuild a little bit. With last year not having the event, they're going to have a new venue and stuff, but tell us about maybe looking forward to the showdown.
Yeah, it's going to be a centralized location in a hotel, and in a hotel ballroom. They're going to have the showdown, so you'll be going from that off-road feel, like the Trigger Kings. Now you'll be going back to the carpet or indoors, so the gold tires will be coming back out again for that. But those guys always put on a top-notch show. That is one of the events that, if you win, you did something, because people from all over come to that showdown.
That's right. And I believe 2019, when we were last there, that was the biggest monster truck race that they had ever had, as far as I know. Almost 400 trucks or whatever it was. It was a big event. There's been many great events that we've had since then, but truck wise, numbers wise, that was pretty solid.
Yeah, they're up there as far as the pinnacle of these RC monster truck events.
Then you talk about moving from August to September. Usually we'll be at the Bigfoot Open House. They've moved it a couple times this year, just trying to get the scheduling right. And what do you think we can expect? I know we'll have another Trigger King event for RC,
right?
But then we'll also have the big trucks out again.
Yeah, the big trucks out again. It's just I'm just trying to catch up, man. My mind's still on I-10 from a week ago. So yeah, I'll think about it when I get to that point. Just trying to play catch up.
But we got a lot to look forward to here, and it's going to be a really good event. In the past we've had they did the classic monster truck racing with the stage 1 or borderline stage 2 trucks out there. Yeah. They did that. We've always put on a show with the current trucks. Mm-hmm. They always have a big display. A lot of people come out. Very similar to this Monster Truck Hall of Fame museum grand opening. That's the kind of the feel,
right,
and kind of the buzz, and just looking forward to doing it again, and hopefully I can get to the showdown with you, run some more monster trucks, and then we'll be back out at the open house. So that'll probably be our schedule here, finishing off the summer and then early fall.
Yeah, early fall. There's a lot of work to do in between then. Me and my guys, we're thrashing to try and get something done, especially for that open house too. So our heads are spinning, trying to get some things done. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But everybody's trying to work really hard for it, and to have JConcepts there and to a caliber of a Bigfoot Open House, it's going to be amazing. Another spectacular event.
So again, thanks again, Fred. Thanks to all of our guys that were out over the weekend. Besides you, we had Rich and Dustin, and just a big events going on, all major locations.
Yeah, Paul Wynn doing some clubbing down here, getting some racing done too. So everybody's good big mix of RC events going on.
So appreciate everybody watching, and be sure to like, subscribe, and keep us active here on YouTube, and be sure to check us out on social media, and we'll talk to you soon.
See you.